35192 to send a text. AlanCoxShow.com. You want to watch live? Thank you again to Jenny Wankajok. Anyway, for helping out today. Cavaliers are off tonight. Big win over the Raptors last night here at home. 118-93 was the final at the Romo Fijo. They will play again on Wednesday night. A couple of nights in between these next couple of games. Wednesday, they're in Boston to play the Celtics, and then back here at home on Saturday night to play the Pistons. One night prior, our own Bill Squire, by my math, that would be Friday, March the 3rd, will be performing at the Underground Lounge in Warren, Ohio.
Correct. And you can get your tickets at BillSquire.com.
Are they close to being sold out?
We're about halfway there, so I would like to get all the way there. So get them tickets.
If you listen on iHeartRadio from outside Ohio, tell me where. Keith and Teresa are new bureau chiefs in Key West. A lot of bureau chiefs in the great state of Florida, by the way. A lot of bureau chiefs in Orlando. There's Matt and Brandon and Kelly. And one county over, if you've ever been to Daytona Beach, we drove out to Daytona Beach when we were in Orlando years ago, went for a wedding and drove out to Daytona. I guess I didn't realize how close they were or whatever, and it wasn't far away from the Daytona 500 time-wise. I think maybe it was going to happen in a couple of weeks or something. And there's a neo-Nazi group in Daytona Beach, and the county sheriff is a guy named Mike Chitwood. This is Volusia County, and this guy is hopping mad at these neo-Nazi groups out there, people who are renting trucks and screaming at people who were going to races at Daytona, screaming all kinds of anti-Semitic epithets at people. And this guy says, come and get it if you think that I'm a guy to be trifled with.
This is a neo-Nazi ideology on display. They wear GoPro cameras. They rent U-Haul trucks. They spent the time traveling up and down ISB during the 500.
By the way, can you tell this guy's originally from Philly?
Yeah.
He's not a Florida native, but he's the county sheriff down there.
Yelling obscenities from the back of the truck. Clearly, I don't see anything that people can say this is First Amendment. This is nothing but pure evil. And I want to share this. There's a lot of people in this room, and there's a lot of people around this country of the Jewish faith who are on their hit list. They try to besmirch your character. They try to put death threats out on you, threaten you and your family. Well, I wear that as a badge of honor because I, too, by these clown group, want to shut my big mouth and put a bullet in the back of my head. Go for it. That's my message to you. Go for it. You want to try to get into my computer and plant child porn in there with a group of people that have an IQ of a 12? Go for it. I challenge you. Go for it. You want to put surveillance on me 24 hours? Go for it. And the best of all, you're going to dox me and make me unelectable? Go for it. You came to the wrong county. I stand with my Jewish friends, and I'm honored to be on your hit list. It's an honor to be sought after by a bunch of punk thugs like you. That's my personal message. With that, I'll turn it over to people who are calmer.
He's like, I'm from Philly, you sons of bitches. Guy's hopping mad.
I love it. You should be.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that finally.
Somebody finally got a comment from the Nazi parents out in Sandusky who are running that Nazi homeschool network. Guess who they blamed? Antifa and the media.
Got it.
They were mad about the negative coverage of their pro-Hitler homeschool network. Why do you guys have to cherry pick the worst stuff about our Nazi homeschool program? Just always trying to find the bad stuff in our pro-Hitler school. This is Katya and Logan Lawrence. We're the couple running they call the Dissident Homeschool Network from their home in Upper Sandusky. And State Department of Education made it pretty clear that when it comes to homeschooling, A, there's very little oversight. B, not a whole lot you can do if parents are teaching their kids however they want to teach them and whatever they want to teach them. So these Mensa candidates basically said it was just for some extra fun. And they said that the program was essentially wholesome and has been blown out of proportion. But, of course, they also blamed Antifa. Because, by the way, better step it up, Antifa. MAGA's running the table. I don't know what to tell you. You better get in there and, better step up. They were running a Telegram channel with 2,500 members and disseminating their own classroom resources, working Hitler quotes, anti-Semitic themes, and just general bonehead white supremacist ideology. You got to work that into your math lessons, right? They staunchly defended their actions, of course, because you're not going to be confronted and back down. They said it was mostly just homeschooling moms that were lifting each other up when things got difficult. Started during COVID when there were a lot of people homeschooling their kids. They were just some like-minded parents just lifting each other up.
Pretty awesome stuff, right?
They had a lesson plan to mark the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King. They called him a deceitful, dishonest, riot-inciting Negro.
Martin Luther King.
Wholesome stuff like that. Why? They blame the media for cherry. You gotta cherry pick. You gotta find the worst stuff about our Nazi homeschooling plan.
Way to go, Antifa.
They said that these were just fun extras that they added to the regular curriculum that they taught their 4 young children. We were deliberately made to look very unappealing, is what the mom said.
I thought you were going to say.
They deliberately made us look bad with our Nazi propaganda. What's that?
I thought you were going to say Martin Luther King was a hoe. Like I was expecting something like that.
Well, we all know he was a hoe. That ain't a lie.
He had a side piece. I don't think he was just cruising from city to city.
He had more than one side piece.
He was cheating respectfully. He had one faithful bitch that was following him around.
This guy, cheating respectfully. He's really hanging his hat on that one.
He cheats, but he saves. He helped us. All right?
All right, so you agree with their assessment of MLK as a deceitful, dishonest. You just said deceitful and dishonest.
Doing a dishonest thing does not make you a dishonest person.
Oh, shut up.
Come on.
Do you also believe that he was a riot inciting Negro?
No, because he didn't incite. That was Malcolm X that was doing all the rioting. It wasn't Martin Luther King.
Shut up, Poundcake.
Well, you at least agree with the Lawrence family that he was deceitful and dishonest. And a Negro. Frankly, you agree with 3. One of them's uncontrovertible, but you agree with 3 of the 4 descriptors that they put out for their MLK Day.
I didn't say none of that stuff. You were putting words in my mouth.
No,
right, man.
you putting words in your mouth. I don't ever have to put words in your mouth. They come out at such a rate that I don't ever have to wait for anything.
Martin Luther King Jr.
I just think it's funny that they were like, the media made us look very unappealing.
Right. And then
By reporting on exactly what we were doing, they really made us look
we weren't
unappealing.
supposed to tell anyone.
So when these kids graduate, what is their, like, do they get a diploma? Like, how do they accredit this school?
I don't know how any of that works. Bill would know. I mean, you have experience with homeschooling, don't you?
Sort of. I mean, you get a diploma just like anything else.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you know more than I would.
But that, I think more homeschooling, I mean, it is rare that parents are actually teaching their kids. It's usually just they're sitting at a computer on a laptop and they have like a virtual teacher in a virtual classroom. So,
well, there are some families that are really hands-on with it. I mean,
That's what sounds what this is about.
Oh,
where they have their curriculum.
You have to be hands-on because there's no
No.
computer program for, teaching your kids about Hitler. They asked the other members to join their local pool party, which I guess was their word for neo-Nazi meetups or whatever. We're going to go to the pool, have some Choco Tacos. If we can find the vanilla versions, we'd prefer those. They said they were concerned about personal attacks against them and their children based on posts made by Antifa.
You're Nazis. There's going to be bad
But they also confirmed that
publicity.
nobody had approached them or made any threats.
They're asking for that smoke. They got to be ready.
Yeah. Yep. So the state goes in and they review it, and they're like, they're not doing anything illegal. It's highly unsavory, but they're not doing anything illegal, in which case they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's never
Like,
been
we can't.
It's never been illegal to be a bigot.
Poundcake Brown, everybody. Cody Poundcake Brown.
Clap for yourself.
I was adding somebody in the
Clap for
background.
yourself. There's only 3 of us. Clap for yourself. That's all right. You should. Cody of Honor, premiering this fall on the WB. On UPN. Followed by an all-new Shasta McNasty.
Jeez, that's a deep pull.
Yep. The mom told the Neo-Nazi podcast that the reason she started the group is because she was having a rough time finding Nazi material for their homeschooled children. Damn you, Antifa, for making the Nazis look bad.
This has to be a troll. It has to be a troll.
No, it doesn't.
not.
Do you know how many white bonehead Nazis are out there? It's Ohio, for
I
God's
think
sake.
they're just trying to get some press. Why? I don't know.
Why?
This
I
isn't the
don't
press that
know.
they want.
I don't know.
If they wanted press, they wouldn't do it on like a side channel of some social media account using code words for things. That's not what somebody does when they're trying to get attention. They wouldn't be so mad that Antifa and the media revealed what they were doing.
Yeah, I know.
And they always make up some nonsense. We had to take our kids out of school because schools were fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Some nonsense Mad Libs. I don't want my children learning that. I want them learning the great stuff that Hitler was all about. I want my kids to grow up to be straight, married, and Christian. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's got nothing to do with Hitler. I mean, listen, it's, the whole Christo-fascist thing, that's part and parcel of what these people are all about. She claimed a student in one of her daughter's classes threw a chair at a teacher. Well. But, yeah, somebody got him to do an interview or something. Don't know. They remain undeterred. The Lawrences, mom and dad, they said that their desire to raise their children in a pro-Nazi environment is stronger than ever. I'm deeply committed to giving my kids a positive, pro-white education, is what the mom said. So again, there's nothing illegal about that. But it is funny the way that people will contort themselves to try to make something like that sound perfectly normal.
Yeah, they're like, what are we doing? We got our kids. They range in ages from KKK to 12.
I can't believe they only have 4 kids. Usually those people, they're cranking out kids left and right.
This is going to sound really stupid, but I just want to.
Ooh, that's my favorite comment.
Why does pro-white have to be white supremacy? Like, I don't understand. You could learn, if you're white, there's many different shades of Caucasian, and they all come from different parts of the world. If you want to learn your culture, if you're from Sweden or from Switzerland or
So you talk about being Swedish or
that's what I'm saying. You could be
you can do
pro-white
that.
and not.
You can be pro-Swedish.
and not hate black people. Like I don't know.
Well, because
when that became a thing.
That's the difference. Is if you're saying like, if you're celebrating your Swedish culture or your German culture or your English culture, whatever it is, that's one thing. What these people like to do is they're not celebrating anything that they're doing. They are pushing other people down.
But that's
what their celebration is.
That's
is
what
going,
I understand.
It's fundamentally
better.
It's fundamentally to the exclusion of other groups.
Yes.
And that's what I don't understand.
And there's no such thing as white culture either. That's another thing that people push for when they're all into Nazis and stuff. White cult, there's no such thing as white culture. So, it's to the exclusion of other groups.
Right.
Or else they wouldn't
and
be
extermination. They
wouldn't be
want
making
it to exist.
They wouldn't be making the distinction if they weren't tied together. Because you'll hear a lot of those neo-Nazi types be like, and I don't even know why they call them neo-Nazis. You very clearly want to be a Nazi. You want to be like a modern-day Nazi. You're spouting all the same stuff Nazis did. I don't know why they keep adding the neo tag, but okay.
Just because it is neo, and in this case, Northeast Ohio.
Northeast Ohio Nazis. Maybe that's what they meant. But, yeah, it's hard to be pro-white and go, yeah, because otherwise you'd be as inclusive as anyone else. It's pointing out that you're trying to teach your kids to be pro-white. That literally means to the exclusion of everything else.
Mm-hmm. Because they're never talking about things that they've accomplished. They're always standing on the shoulders of other people. They're always talking about just this civilization that has been built over the years and trying to credit it to white people when it is such a conglomeration of all these other aspects. Like, I mean, they just completely whitewash everything that got us where we are and don't actually include how this has been a group effort through the whole entire world to get where we are now. It's
also never people who are representing the best and the brightest of us, by the way. You know, if there was some Superman who came down here and it was like, listen, you know, at least you'd kind of cock your head and go, well, the guy's got a point, at least for him. But it's never that. It's always these people who, you know, love, because it's all rooted in like being a victim, and they love that, boy.
Well,
they're put upon. It's not their fault. It's always somebody else's fault. We're just trying to show our kids the real direction of the way the country should be, and blah, blah, blah. But they're not doing anything illegal. And that's the distinction that these people have to make. I mean, as angry as it might make people, 2,500 people were members of this thing, still are, actively. Because they're like, look, we can't do anything about it. It's gross, and it's, you know, but they're literally not alone. Alan, it's neo-Nazi. Yeah, I know. It's
oh, that is
right.
Good.
Yeah, neo-Nazi from the Matrix.
Whatever.
Let me take a break here. If you want to get the last word in, shoot me a text, will you? 35192, and we'll be back.